So, this is my 2010 Saab 95. Don't mind the grill, the bumper. I hit a deer, and I haven't got it fixed yet. I got the parts to fix that, I just haven't had time to fix it. And then I just had a windshield replaced, and so luckily it just messed up the grill. But I just wanted to get a new windshield anyways, and so I put a new windshield in. So got new clips. I just have to put on the side pieces still. But long story short, I just wanted to show you guys all the GROM VLine, and so go over that and answer some questions that I've been getting. So let's get started. First off, when you have it installed, it acts just like a normal radio. You still have your factory radio. It pretty much just piggybacks off of it, and so you don't lose any of the factory functions. If we click over here on radio, or sorry, if we click over here on the DVD aux, so let me get out of that. So you can see here we have our normal menu functions, and here when you click on USB, it automatically goes into the VLine. And so I already had it in Android Auto by default, so I have it automatically start up. So this is when you first start the car. If you don't have it to auto start Android Auto or any of the apps, then it'll just be on this screen. They have some of their own apps like the Spotify, which is pretty much just like an API to log into your Spotify, Bluetooth audio, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and it's also wireless and wired, so that's very nice. If you want to just go, so I guess let's just start over here. If you go in your top left, you have your settings icon, and you go through different settings, set it in Celsius, kilometers per hour. If it's right-hand drive, your auto mic gain, if you have your mic hooked up, then you can, do voice commands. Not every setting on here is relevant to our vehicles, but that's just the main settings. They have key mapping where you could set different buttons for different actions on the VLine. I've been testing that, and they're supposed to come out with a new update, so maybe by the time this is uploaded, might have a new update out, but that doesn't function correctly on our vehicles, so just ignore that for now. Here you have your pretty much just quick to get into music. Cloud is the weather. Let's see here. If you press that, it'll do the mic. I don't have my mic hooked up, so I'm not gonna do that. And since I'm recording, but pretty much just for commands. Sorry about that. I received a phone call right in the middle of recording. So here's your menu. You could add more apps of their default apps. So if you hit the plus, they have a bunch of different default apps, as you can see over here. Bluetooth, just YouTube audio, pretty much just plugins, apps, shortcuts. So you could go to the factory UI. So let's say, for example, wrong menu. On Android Auto, you go listening to music. Let me just go home. Still listening to music playing in the background, but I want to go to my factory UI. You just hit factory UI. There's a few ways to get back into the GROM. You could click out of the USB or iPod, whatever it's set. Click out of the iPod, like you click the HDD or the disc, and click back in. Automatically opens back up. Or you could, so let's say we're playing music, you hit pause. You could hit the pause button right here, and it will automatically pause the song, go to your UI, and then hit play, goes back in. So there's a few different ways you could do it. I typically just use the play pause because it's easier, but then it does pause your music. Or you could just hit factory UI, and then, so like listening to music, you hit that button twice, it goes back in. So there's a few different ways. Updates, they do come out with updates. I don't recommend updating unless you notice a huge issue, because sometimes the updates cause more issues than they fixed, and you just go to settings, VLine updates. This is where you're going to install the Google App Store. Check for updates. I do have an update, but like I said, I don't update unless I know for sure it's going to address the issues that were that there's a ticket in, or you could go over the change log. And let's say you do update and it doesn't fix any issues that you it doesn't fix the issues or it causes more issues, you could always go back and I can show you how to do that. Just send me an email if you buy this and you update it and you have a lot of issues. I'll send you a stable version that I'm using and that most people should be on. And I've had great luck with it. There's a few little bugs in it, but for the most part, nothing major. Like just some of the button mapping on here is incorrect. So the select button is actually the back button. And, you know, honestly, it's not that big of a deal to me for now, but they're definitely working on it. And I just turned off my car on accident, so 1 second. So, with it back on, let's go over some few of the other functions. So, I right now have my USB cable plugged in the center console. And that's routed directly to the VLine, so I don't lose the factory USB location, and it also charges your phone, which is nice. But the Android Auto is really nice, and the nice thing is all the steering wheel buttons work, as well as the volume buttons, and so that's very nice. What else is there to show? Okay, so a few of the issues. I'm on a newer version, so I don't have that option. But there is an option that says factory HVAC control, and I think they took it off because it was causing a lot of issues. So if you select that, when you turn on the AC or fan settings, it automatically shows like the icons for your, AC fan. But when you run it in auto mode, it would switch back and forth. So if you have an issue where your screen switches back and forth from the VLine to the factory UI, come in here and there will be a setting like this, a check mark, and it says show factory climate control. Uncheck that and that will fix that issue. Any other issues that I've noticed is usually just incorrect installation, but that's pretty easy. And the unit itself, I have a bracket that I sell with it, and you pull out the glove box and it mounts underneath. Sorry about that, I keep getting phone calls. So that's where I have mine right now. You don't technically have to put it there, you could really put it anywhere, but I felt like that was the easiest and cleanest, and it's easy to access if I ever have to, which I haven't had to yet, but if I ever do. Wireless Android Auto works great. I prefer wired just because it charges my phone at the same time. Sound quality is amazing. Sounds, really well. No issues there. And it uses, streams the music through USB, so it's high quality sound. Touchscreen calibration is here, which I've never had to calibrate it. Like the touchscreen's very responsive. And I sell new screens, and I definitely recommend. You don't need it, but they just look a lot more crisp, and honestly, I think the touchscreen functions a little bit better. So let's go to Android Auto. Let's see, click there, and so you can see the map, songs. You go through your menu. I don't have an iPhone, so I can't show you with the Apple CarPlay, but you guys get it. It works very well. If you want to close all your apps, you could hit that one. And like I said, if you want to listen to music but you don't want to be on the VLine, let's say you want to use your factory navigation, you could just hit the factory UI, click on your navigation button, or whatever you want to go to. If you want to go to your settings, go to your tone, adjust it, still playing in the background, but on the VLine screen. And then to get back to it, you could just hit play, pause, and then play again, and it goes right back into it. What else is there? I believe that pretty much shows the majority of it. Does a ton more. Like, you can install Google Apps, and it's just an Android system. But just to go over some of the different features and what it offers, I just wanted to kind of show that, just so, if I have questions, I could, just show the video and how it works. But yeah, all the steering wheel control buttons work great. Volume and to change the song. The Bluetooth works great, so I don't have my Bluetooth hooked up, obviously, but that also works great. But yeah, I think the majority of people want Android Auto. I think this is by far the best solution for people that don't have any other option. As in, you don't really have an option unless you actually change out the whole factory unit, which comes with its own issues, and then you lose functionality. And this way, this is all completely plug and play. And so there's no cutting wires, it's just plugged right in with a piggyback harness, and super nice. So if you guys have any questions, comment down below. If you'd like, if you want to buy it or purchase it, you can purchase it from GROM or from my website itself. And car just turned off because I just have an accessory mode. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Boots up really fast too. So obviously you can see how the car wasn't completely off, but it boots up really fast. So it's a really good system, and it fixes a lot of the key issues with these older cars with no Bluetooth, no updated maps in the US. And so yeah, and it works in Europe. I have several people in Europe that have purchased this from me and have had great success with it. Like I said, once there's a new update, I'll probably post down in the comments or in the description, and you guys could go ahead and try to update, and then it's easy to revert back. So just email me and I can give you a stable version that addresses that. Has a couple of the major bugs are just the button mapping. Other than that, it's been very stable. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope that answered some of your guys' questions, and I will see you in another video.